What a harsh weekend for Oliver Randalou. As we go back to the start line, it's the battle of the new youngsters in the championship. One of those from Poland and the other from Israel. Not often the matchup you see here in Drift Masters. Itay Sadeh against Eryk Goczal from Poland. And Eryk Goczal having a huge 70-mile-an-hour dead stop crash in practice on Friday. Translated a lot of the parts to his spare car, which he hasn't driven in a couple of years. Itay Sadeh punching the window with excitement. I'm not sure how much rain there is in Israel, but there's plenty of it here in Latvia, and he's going to have to adapt to it pretty well, as we will see these two youngsters. And I remember the names. These are the guys you're going to be cheering for in the next couple of years in this championship, because one is only 16, and Goczal only 18 years of age as they come down the track, and who knows what's going to happen next. Big early initiation from Eryk Goczal. It's very brave, and it looks like it's going to work for him here as he goes into that first corner. And Itay Sadeh a little bit caught by that, had to be a little bit more aggressive, but a big transition from Itay as he takes a big risk on the inside of the track. Now, this is where everyone's having trouble with that slippery outer line. You can see Eryk Goczal doing a great job here of getting through those wet weather conditions, and Eryk Goczal looks like he's on rails here as Itay Sadeh very tentative. Oh, and a big stall up from Eryk Goczal going in, and a bigger stall up from Itay Sadeh as it all falls apart in that outer zone 6. It looks like Eryk Goczal handling the conditions far better than the Israeli as he spins the car at the end of the run. He was 20 feet from home, Eddie, but he's now got an incomplete.
Yeah, it was almost there. You know what? A nice lead run, I think, from Goczal, but I think at some moments, particularly that entry, just making it a little bit tricky for the chase car to try and figure out what exactly what was coming. Not the most overly predictable thing in the world, but you know what? Loving that wide line, very fast through the circuit. And Goczal.
So yeah, Eryk Goczal doing a pretty good job there of staying in that. I mean, look, very James Dean-like here, going for big angle on, but he actually makes it work. Itay Sadeh, look, watch they both come into this section. You can see the tarmac changes here, different level of asphalt, and both of them just go, I don't know what's going on. They all both stall up, but this is the big mistake. This is the one that the judges are thankful happened, because Itay goes wide to try and catch up, but he gets onto the slippery outer line and he spins the car out. And up until then, the judges were probably thinking, oh, it's another one of those. There's mistakes both sides. Eryk's had a big stall up into outer zone 6, but I think Eryk Goczal will take a score from that run. Looks to me like Itay Sadeh will have an incomplete, meaning that all Eryk Gochal's got to do is just complete a run. Easier said than done. As we said the same about Pontus Hartmann earlier on, it's not as easy as just getting around. Yeah,
certainly no such thing as just completing a run around this circuit here, wet or dry, but treacherous today as we leave the line. It is Itay Sadeh now in the lead position, with Goczal chasing him furiously here, trying to just maintain some proximity. Nice lead line from the youngster. Itay Sadeh doing a nice job, knows he has that spin on the first run, and oh, too hot as he comes in front of the grandstand, Dave, and just gets up onto those curbs. We've seen what happens when you flirt with the rough here, flirt with the outer line here. It just can all go wrong so quickly, and it looks as though that may be two nails in the coffin for Itay Sadeh.
I think Itay Sadeh will be happy to sit this one out, and from here on in, I don't think that the conditions suiting him very well there. And as Eryk Goczal, you know, he did a good job of avoiding that, but at one point there, they were both in the washing machine going around. No damage, thankfully, to both cars, but we could have had a big pile-up, big scrapyard on outer zone 4. And look at this as he comes through Itay Sadeh. This is far too quick here for that outer line. Look as he picks up more speed right here, back end completely gone, and Eryk Goczal is like, uh-oh. And how they didn't make contact there, I have absolutely no idea, because they were both spinning wildly out of control. Watch this from the other angle. He's gone to the edge of the track, Gochal's spinning around, and both of them are just passengers in the cars. They've been on the Walsters, Ed.
Yes, but you had that one called, Dave, right from inside clip 3. I think you gave me the nod as if to say, this ain't going to work.
No, there's no speed that you can carry through at that speed there. You've got to be a little bit more clever. I think Itay will gather some experience from this and understand that in the wet in Riga, you got to be a little bit more tentative than going full speed like you do in the dry. And the decisions will drop in. Eryk Goczal getting the win, going through to the top 16. He's had 2 very good rounds in a row. He was a standout star in Finland, and here he is back again. You wouldn't even know he had a 70-mile-an-hour crash on Friday. Here he is.